Hey guys, how are you? How are you doing? Um, hmm, okay. all right, yo. Today I want to share with you something, my experience with married men. Okay, I've not had a lot of experience with married men. There are only two, I think. Right? There are two men, but hmm, some men are funny. Like not even men, like people who are married and they are cheating out there. Man, you need healing. That's one thing I can tell you. You need God, a lot of God. You know, you need healing. You need to work on yourself because you're gonna mess up your life. Yeah, that's the truth, y'all. Bitter truth. But guess what? Yeah, I'm gonna start with my experience with one of these guys. You know, I'm not bitter. Okay, I experienced that, and yeah, it went. But yo, I'm trying to share these things. Maybe someone can relate, first of all, or someone can learn something. That's the most important thing. Someone to learn something, or like, yeah, I'm just trying to encourage someone out there. Maybe I don't know. Lord, do it your way. So the first guy, I was working for someone. You know, I'm a fashion designer. I do fashion, make clothes. So I was working for this person. I was working for someone. You know, so and I was the only employee there. So I was working alone in this shop. And one day, of course, we get clients. So one of these clients came, and this client, remember, first of all, he was a friend to my boss. You know, he was a friend, and he used to come in and jazz with her and all that. And then yeah, he left. He used to come in somehow, sometimes. So this day he came in. I was there alone. I used to work alone because my boss would come just monitor what's going on and all that. So I was the one managing everything, working, sewing, doing all those things. Yeah. So this guy came that day. I was almost closing. Found me late. It was coming late. It was getting late, and I was coming late. It was getting late, and I was trying to close the shop and leave. So this guy came in, and he's like, "Oh, please, I really need your help." I'm like, can't you come back tomorrow? Maybe. He's like, "No, it's urgent. Please help me." And guess what he had brought? He brought a kid's outfit. It was like these outfits for pilots. Yeah. So he had bought the top, and then he wanted to reduce it because it was kind of big. Yeah, Lord, I love you so much. So it was kind of big, yeah. So I helped him. I did that quickly, and I was like, okay. Before, okay, he sat there and he was watching me make this thing. He was watching me like this. He was staring at me, and then he was like, yeah. All of a sudden, like the wife called. That's how I knew that he was married. The wife called, and the wife was like, "Ah, where are you? It's getting late and all that." And then the guy's like, "I'm on my way. I'm coming." Yeah. So me, I'm just working, doing my job. Then after, I gave him the outfit. Then he's like, I really need to buy the right trouser for this thing. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then he was like, where do you stay? I'm like, I told him where I stayed. He's like, oh yeah, that's exactly where I stay. Okay, the area, you know. So he's like, can I drop you off? So I'm like, Oh, then okay, all right. Because I knew he was like my boss's friend, so I was like, okay. So we took off. When we reached on the way, the guy was like, put on the AC. Then he's like, are you allergic to AC? I'm like, no. Then he's like, even me, I'm not allergic to feelings, you know? And then guess what? He started touching my thigh. He started touching my thigh. I was mad, yo. I was pissed. I'm like, dummy, I'm, you're married. I told him, you're married. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, yo, I'm not saying that. I told him that because he was just married. Even a single person who wouldn't have done that. Like, no respect, you know? They don't respect themselves. You know? Some of them are not generalizing. Here, we got some good men out there, some good women, you know, who are married and they are loyal to their husbands and their wives, you know. Kudos to you all who are loyal and God bless you for that, man. So this guy was like touching my thigh. And I'm like, yo, you're married. Like, what you're doing is not good. And this guy is like, why are you acting like it's your first time? I'm like, do you even know me? Like, do you even know me? And yo, I was scared. Honestly, I was scared because this guy was a big, fat giant. Big, fat giant, and he had nothing here. Like here, it was just empty. I'm sorry, Lord, but that's what's up. That's what's up. So this guy is like, yo. And then I started praying. I'm like, God, please save me from this thing. So we kept on driving. He kept on driving. Then we reached town. You know where because I told him I know somewhere he can buy a trouser for his kids outfit. You know, excuse me. So we reached town, and I showed him the shop where he could, you know, buy the trouser. So this guy just went outside. I don't know whether he locked the car honestly, but okay. In my thoughts, I thought we are going to go together, you know, and I show him maybe okay, we make a decision for his whatever. So so he just went alone, and I think he locked the door. I don't know. I feel like he locked the car. So because I tried to open the door on my side where I was seated, and it was like locked. And then I tried behind, it was locked. You know, like dummy. Has he has he just like looked me in the car? You know? And I was shaking yo because honestly, as a virgin, I was scared, you know. I was scared. I'm like, man, is this how I'm going to lose my virginity? Like, man, not even it's not even my decision, you know. I was so scared and so shake. I was shaking. So all of a sudden, I don't know. I really don't know whether I didn't open very well this side, but when I opened the side where he was seated, like where he drives from, it opened. Like the door opened, you know, and I ran. Yo, I don't know. I don't remember how I was like, but I don't remember. I remember how I was running, but I don't remember how whether there is anyone who was looking at me because I was on the main road. But the way I ran, I forgot that anyone can look at me. I didn't care. I was running for my life. Yo, I ran and I ran, yo, and I got a taxi, which took me back home. But before that, when I was still in his car, when he was like, we are going to town, I was like shaking and I was praying. I'm like, I looked outside and I could see these people who are like moving on foot. And I'm like, God, I wish I would have walked road. I would have, I don't know, but I wouldn't have entered this guy's car, you know. I was so scared. But what happened is that yeah, I ran off. and I got a taxi. When I got a taxi, I was in this taxi, but I was so scared. I was still scared. I was looking in the windows. I was feeling like he's just coming, like chasing me. I think it was some kind of trauma, you know. Like, oh my God, what was saying? Shit, help me, Lord, like some men are just so full of courage. They have courage here. They need help. They need healing. We all need help. We need healing. But there are some people who are like they put themselves in situations. Now look at that kind of a man. Like, what me, I was thinking he wanted to rape me because he was like, "Is it your first time?" He's like, he was so perverted, yo. I'm so sorry, Lord. Honestly, I don't know that. I feel like we need you. I don't feel like it's that. It's what's up, yo. We need God. We need healing. We need man. We need God. We need God. We need God. 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 I don't know what goes into someone to do such a thing. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, that was my experience. And then yeah, before so when I ran, remember he had not paid me for the work I did for him, like for the outfit, for like reducing the outfit and all that. He had not paid me. So what happened is that I never saw that guy again actually. But what he did is that he came at work when I was not around, phoned my boss, and he gave my boss money. He actually gave her more money than I was demanding him. And then he was like, they should give me the money. So I got the money. Of course, I used the money because what I needed the money. I never saw that guy again. Some people are so just crazy. I think he was so full of guilt that he couldn't face me again because he never came back there. So that's my first experience with the married man. Another one. Oh Lord, help me. You know this other one? Okay, this one wasn't like that harsh, but I was working somewhere else now. About the people you all. So I was now working somewhere else. Then this guy came in. Yes, he came in very well that day, remember? He came in and he wanted to buy a shirt. We had some already made shirts and we had our own, like the custom made, you know. So he was like, he wants a shirt for whatsoever. He has a wedding, and then he's like, he needs to buy for his wife a dress and all that. And I was happy for him because I love men who treat their wives well, you know. I was like happy. I'm like, wow. I'm like, so we're making choices, yeah. Excuse me. So this guy, he turned out to come back. Yes, he came back. He was like, yeah, I need some fittings on this one and all that. Yeah, and the next time he came back and all that and all that. And I continued buying things from there. You know, he just talked about buying for his wife an outfit, but he never bought anyway. He never bought, but he still bought for himself. So this guy, one day he starts like he used to come and all that, and now he's looking at me weird, and he's now telling me that you're so beautiful. I know. He's like, wow. You know how they flirt. And it's like, oh my god. Ah, 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 ah. Then, okay, he had gotten my number the first day because he was like, I'll call you if this fits or like all that. If it needs reducing or something, I can always call you just in case I come and you're not around, all that because also there I was working alone. So this guy, now he started calling me, telling me that he likes me, that he loves me, that I deserve better. Okay, what he meant with I deserve better was that, oh, you're working for someone. You need to get your own business. You need to start your own business. You need to stand on your own and all that. I know, I want that. I prefer that. but not through a man who's like, and then I was like, I'm going to be doing this for you. I'm going to make for you business. I'm going to give you capital, all that. I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, all right, okay. And then now he's like flirting. I'm like, yo, respect your woman. I remember I told this guy, yo, respect your woman. You have a wife. Like, what? Then he's talking about buying me things. I'm like, you actually, I told him your wife will appreciate that. Told him your wife will appreciate you buying for her things. Like, she will be very happy. So you don't need to buy me anything. I'm not like begging, you know. Then this guy, oh my god, I've remembered another one. Jesus help me. Yo, so this guy continued. Okay, at some point he could give you some kind of nice advice, but then he's a cheat, you know. I used to feel for his wife, but I used to every time he would say he's like suggesting to do me anything, to do for me anything and all that. I'm like, I just extended him to the wife. I'm like, your wife will love that. Like, it's like, remember your wife. I'm like, yo, you guys, you are married. Like, why are you doing this to your lady? All that. And then that one, what happened? Because a lot happened with us. The guy, okay, he used to call me, and then at some point he used to call me to ask me for advice. Then I could advise him, and all that. I mean, I just a cheat, they're a cheat. But I don't know why people cheat anymore. I really don't know. Why do people cheat, Lord? Let me see. I've ever cheated, and I learned my lesson, and I said I will never cheat again. I was in high school when I cheated on my boyfriend. Oh Lord, come on. You're so funny. So what happened is that I was at school. I cheated. Oh my God, I was so sad. So I was in love with this guy. The guy loves me because he was not like I'm trying to hurry. I want to hurry. So because the guy was in this scholar and I was in boarding. So I love this guy so much. But also I got another guy at school. The guy, okay, this guy, the second guy, for real, I wasn't in love with him, but he was cute. He was cute, and all the girls like wanted that guy. The second guy, they wanted that guy, but the guy didn't like them, and the guy liked me. And then I was just like, I was a show, so I was trying to show these girls that okay, I don't love that guy, but I can just have him just to show off. I can just have him. He's just beside whatever, but I don't even love him, but you are dying for him and I just have him like you. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Jesus have mercy. Oh, that was my kind of mindset. So I and then guess what? Of course, the real guy, the first one, the one I was in love with, found out and he dumped me. When he dumped me, I was heartbroken because now I was stuck with this side guy that I didn't even love. I didn't even love him. Oh, thank you, Lord. That's and okay. Let me first finish. So I didn't even love him, and I was stuck with him, and the other one has gone, the one I love. So that day, I made a decision, and I said I will never play this stupid, dirty game again. Like I will never cheat on anyone again. And honestly, I've never cheated on anyone, and I will never cheat. Honestly, I pray that I will never cheat. It's not a good thing. Like you try to get two birds, but you end up losing both of them. And when you lose both of them, honestly, this is what happened. When this guy dumped me, the real guy, the one that I was in love with, and I was stuck with this other guy that I was just showing off with. They dumped me. The right guy dumped. Okay, not the right, because of course, so my husband, I was just dating him like I was in high school. So That guy, the guy I was dating, the one I was in love with, dumped me. And when they dumped me, I dumped this one. So I stayed alone, because I wasn't in love with this one, and I wasn't about to waste my time with him. So that's what happened. So this is what they do. This is what happens with married people who cheat. You go out there and you're cheating with another, a silly, because you're full of lust. Look at this for me when I was in high school. I wasn't sleeping with boys and all that. I had my stupid like show offs, whatever. The mindset was just so silly. So what happens to married people when you actually cheat with some lady or some man you see out there, because you feel like when you compare that person with your man, you feel like the other person is okay. Thank you, Lord. The grass is always greener on the other side, right? That's what people say. So when you see the other guy, you feel like, if you see that girl, you feel like, oh my God, I can have this one. And then the problem is that you don't even love that person because you're already married, unless you married wrong. But you're already married, and the reason you married this person was because you love them and you feel like they are the right people, and maybe God gave them to you and all that. It's all different. But what you do now, you can cheat you use the lust. Actually, it's not even a decision that you use with your head. You let lust make your decisions at that point. Then you can't sleep with that lady, or you sleep with that man, or not sleep with them, but you flirt with them and all that. Whatever you do, okay, as long as you're cheating, now you do all those things with that person. And then the problem is that you end up, when this person finds out, and maybe they cut you off and all that, they maybe divorce you and all that. You're not this person. First of all, the person that you're cheating with ain't makarabo shende basataraba. Most of them are not like, they are not willing to stay with you. First of all, they are not willing to be with you forever and ever. It's lust. It's lust. That's what they feel. They feel like they love you at that point, but they do not even love you. They are just like on fire and on hot heat. Then you say it, Lord. They're on fire. And when that fire burns out, what do you stay with? Ashes. That came from the tail. That's what's up. So after losing the right person you're with, because you are selfish and you're being what's the word, Lord? You're being unsatisfied. You feel like, oh my God, I need this, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that. Short. So what you do, you sleep with the person, and then this person dumps you, or they divorce you. You're going to get stuck with that person. That's if that person is actually in the mood to be with you, or even for another month. They can also dump you. And guess what? Let me tell you something. Lord, help me bring this out right. Let me bring this out right. What was I even going to say, Lord? That's what I say. Yes. Sometimes this other person that you're cheating with, um, they just like you because you're married. They don't want to spend the rest of their lives with you. You know? They want you because they feel like they're in competition. Let's put it way. Because they feel like they want to win. Haribo Seteba. I experienced that too, because I was dating this guy, and this guy was a cheat. Okay, when I become like kind of weak and all that like that, when I breathe like a lot, I feel like it's because sometimes I feel the Holy Spirit like on me, and I feel like sometimes he makes me weak. Like he makes me weak because I be feeling so good here. It's weird. It's so weird. You know. So Holy Spirit, yes, I experienced that thing, and I was dating this guy, and this guy was having other two girls. He was cheating. cheating on me, I don't think I was even his girlfriend. Like I think I was the one in this thing. I was in this thing alone. So he had two other girlfriends, and one of the reasons I stayed, I remember very well. I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons I stayed was that first of all I was stuck with him because he was my friend. He was trying to help me, and I was staying with him in the house and all that. It was very chill. I was staying in the house, three of us, me and his brother and him. But that is a story for another day. If I've not already told it once in one of my videos. So what happened is that the one reason yes I stayed was that I wanted to win. I'll be real. I wanted to win because this guy was now with me with some other two girls, and I wanted to win. I wanted to be like, yes, and in the end, I got a guy. Jesus. All my experience was funny, but yo, it's so funny. So at least I got my lessons and all that, you know. I got my lessons, and that's what's up. So what happened? So what happens is that this person, when they know that you're married, I'm not speaking out of experience because I've never been married, but I'm just giving my opinion what I think, you know. So you get to cheat on your person, and then the other person that you're boasting with, the person, first of all, they're not sometimes they're not ready to settle down with you. Another thing, they're just on fire. When that fire goes out, what happens? And then they're not willing to sacrifice. They're not willing. They just want some of you. Like they want some of you, not all of you. Oh, that's deep. Like, and sometimes they're just cheating. They show you that they love you, but it's because they want to be like. Sometimes people have weird reasons. Sometimes they just want to separate you with your wife and all that. And the moment you get into a ditch with them, and maybe your wife or your husband divorces you, you're going to that this person is going to lose interest. That's little. Like the person is going to lose interest. The one you're cheating with, they're going to lose interest, and they're going to dump your ass. I said what I've said. So man, just be careful, you know, because there are some decisions you can make and they can destroy your life. Because in this world, I've had this thing. Because of course, I listen to some people with some kind of wisdom, with something to say, something that really is giving. So um, they say that if you marry wrong, this spirit, how is that phrase? Yes, thank you, Lord. If you marry wrong, you cut your life short. You know, that's what happens. So you might make a big mistake of like maybe divorcing someone who is real, and then you go off, you run off with some someone just because they have a nice body, they have a nice face, because they are like, you know, you feel like you when you compare them with your wife or your husband, they're like they will be this top tier, you know. And then you will reach there and this person ain't the one, because they ain't the one. They're not going to respect you. They're not going to treat you right. They're not going to. Actually, let me tell you something. Sometimes when it's also in dating. I remember dating some people, and the moment you're dating this person, it's like it's like nothing is moving in your life. Like it's like you're stuck, you know. And then the moment you break up with this person, it's like you get blessings. You know, your blessings come back. It's that deep, you know. Just be careful because people carry a lot. People carry a lot, and if God has not showed you that person, or maybe if you feel like, you know, it's not sitting well with you, because not everyone like is going to wait for God to tell them that this is your person and all that. But if you feel like this person you're dating, you're just like, oh, like this person you're going to get married to is just like you don't feel them, you don't feel peace. Yes, the right person will always bring you peace, regardless of how You're not all of it you always expected, or like regardless of how you're not your kind of cup of tea. Because sometimes we will be here and we are like we have those stupid qualities. You write a whole page of, qualities. He has to be like this, he has to be like this. On my heart. Oh, he has to have this. Oh God, don't look now. Yo, as long as the person has God, and as long as that person brings you, and as long as, and I'm not giving you the right qualities, because you need to ask God. He knows what's best for you. Do not listen to what I say most. Like the qualities, the qualities I'm giving you. Don't run with them. No, don't run with them. Just go to your God, ask Him to give you the right person, and ask you to show you the right person. Because in the end, if you marry wrong, you're going to cut your life short. I've seen people who die like immaturely, just because of that one decision. Marry a narcissist. You marry someone who is like going to kill you, because some people are married to their enemies. Some people are married to people who don't even have their interest at heart. Yo, my space is running out, but yo, let's be careful. Let's seek God and ask Him to direct us. We need directions from God, because this world is deep enough on its own. So if you're like